All right, everybody, we are here in round two. Sorry, round three, our second round here of Swiss. And we're going to introduce you to us. I am Nym Miranda, host of the Gold Squadron podcast, and today I am here with Peter Fu out of the New York, New Jersey, up there, New England area. We're here at the Mandalore Open, PAX South, taking place in the San Antonio, Texas region. And I would like to let you guys know that round three of Swiss is brought to you by Crafted Storage. Crafted Storage has been creating storage and tournament day solutions for X-Wing players using smart design and great craftsmanship. Visit craftedstorage.com to get yours today. And I'll be showing you guys some pictures of some of the stuff that he does later in the round.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction, Dion. Our primary goal today is to take a more journalistic approach to the broadcast of premier X-Wing events. At the front of the house, you'll see numerous changes to our update, to our UI, consistency of format from match to match, and dedicated team members for ensuring that our UI is in sync with the actual game state of the board. This also means that we'll be respecting the fourth wall, meaning that we'll not be directly getting involved in issues relating to judging. The only exception to this policy is if the marshal asks for footage for instant replay purposes. And speaking of which, Dion, can you tell us a little bit about today's marshal and floor team?
Yeah, our marshal today is Brent Wong, and our floor judges are Mark Sebo, Gene Hogel, and Bobby Vowles.
They've been a really great crew so far, Dion, and Brent's been doing this for years, and he's part of that X-Wing triumvirate of judges, isn't he, with Chris and Ian?
Absolutely, a high-level judge. He's judged at the highest level, and now he is he's marshaling. He is the head honcho here, and he is presiding over our event. So let's take a look here at our players. They got set up really fast. They're moving at a good clip here. They're not wasting any times between rounds. And so here on the left, we have John Keyton. Tell me a little bit about John.
John Keyton is from the Birmingham Barons. He's part of that crew that made the 18-hour drive from Georgia, Alabama, and ultimately Texas. And I think they made some pit stops in Louisiana as well. John Keyton wants me to say hi to everyone back home. And he's been playing for 3 years and has done exceptionally well in X-Wing. And it's going to be a really fun time watching him play this modified versions of Duncan's current list with Quickdraw, a loaded-out Quickdraw, advanced optics, veteran instincts, fire control system, lightweight frame, and special ops training. His wingman for that QD is Inquisitor with PTL, auto thrusters, and title. And that's all backed up by that Palp shuttle, except it's not the Omicron that we're used to. It's that Captain Yorr.
So, and here we have AC Yager, and he actually just used a trajectory simulator bomblet generator using Genius, which we don't have an official FAQ, but our unofficial / official for PAX South FAQ says that it is legit. So the extra munitions token there would be removed from bomblet generator for this shot, and it looks like he probably is going to have a range 1 shot hit there on that bomb on Quickdraw. Can you tell us a little bit more about that list?
So AC, before we get into the list real quick, Dion, AC is actually using a nickname. He plays out of Mexico City, so he's made that international flight to Texas, representing his squad, the Mexico City Squad 201. One of his colleagues was actually top 2 of the hyperspace qualifier yesterday. So this is an incredibly accomplished squad, very dedicated players, obviously, who have made that trip. AC would like me to say hi to everyone in Mexico who aren't able to participate with him today. On AC's list is that Nym Miranda that we've all grown to love, but with a few fun little tweaks on Miranda. So I'll start with her. Miranda's got extra munitions, experimental interface, twin lizard TLT, harpoon missiles, cluster mines, thermal detonator, and Sabine Wren. So just to clarify, he took EI over the extra munitions, and I think he's got some surprises with us with that fun EI action he's got going on.
So already, Quickdraw has done a number here. We're doing TLTs now into quick draw from Nym. If you guys looked at I did keep the damage updated there. Miranda has 4 hull, not spending the lock there on the TLT shot. Lightweight frame and
Dion, it almost looks like they're doing the circle of death that we saw last round again. Oh, with the rock placement. And I really like that. Creates a lot of fun open spaces for mid to late game combat, and ensures that people who are trying to engage it early will either have to be chucking bombs and using that genius, or they're going to have to be pretty artful in dodging rocks and arcs.
Yep. Just going to double check something right here. I'm pretty sure Quickdraw took 2 shields in that round, 1 from Sabine and 1 from one of the TLTs. If we can confirm that, we will do that in a moment here. So one thing you got to remember is Miranda is a regenerator. She can reduce one of those TLT attacks in order to add 1 shield, and that's what she did there. Now, John being able to get a damage card in here does help. You got to do it a total of 5 times, but 4 more times left to go. If Quickdraw has low shields, he has no shields. Okay, so Quickdraw is actually out of shields. That's huge.
And Dion, John's list actually is also running collision detector on that Captain Yorr.
Okay.
So even though we've gotten a little bit into the action already, and we have a shieldless quick draw, something that I really enjoy from Dion's past broadcasts is how he solicits predictions from the audience. So, audience, if you think John's going to pull through, please type in 1. And if you think AC's got the win, please type in 2. As for me, I like any guy who's going to run Nym Miranda in this type of meta. He's definitely knows something I don't. And I think he might have the power to create enough space denial to negate some of those fun little arcs and win conditions that Palp Aces normally try to go for.
Yeah, well, the trajectory simulator on Nym allowed him to get some damage, a lot of damage early. I mean, you've mitigated Quickdraw's ability there. She's now simply a PS 11 SF. Now, this Quickdraw does not have a missile, so we're just shooting that primary weapon. And now you're going to see here, John is going to engage the shuttle, which is correct here. If he can get some more damage into Miranda, that's going to help. I wouldn't be surprised, though, to see AC Yager to disengage Miranda here and be able to leverage a TLT. But he's not disengaging. He is taking her in there. She's jousting. You hardly ever see a Miranda joust. And, yes, he did use Palp on the roll to a 0, but Sabine took the 1 shield. Okay, so he does slam out of there. He's able to get out of the arc. And I'm going to be updating the UI here to get that collision detector that we missed the first time.
And Dion, I think Twitch chat has spoken. We have 21 people in favor of AC Yager's list, and we have 3 in favor of John's list.
Wow, that is a strong vote of confidence there for AC Yager.
I'll keep in mind, last round we had a similar vote, 11-3, in favor of of Travis, and John was able to pull it off in that game. So we're not always right. The listeners aren't always right, but I think. In this case, that Nym Miranda is just so powerful at shutting down lanes.
I think we're going to see a dead quick draw right here.
Yeah?
He was able to use EI after the slam. and he Palpatines for 0. He's going to take 1 for Sabine. And that's the second one. That's 2. 2 total. He did Palp one of the hits to a blank there. Miranda can't shoot, so Quickdraw sitting at 1 hole right now. I mean, they didn't waste any time here.
No.
Now, one thing you got to remember is the Inquisitor is a great sniper. So I'm going to look for John here to really leverage that ability on the Inquisitor. If you're not familiar with the Inquisitor, Inquisitor's ability says that when attacking with your primary weapon at range 2 to 3, treat the range of the attack as range 1. So he can stay at range 3, make sure his auto thrusters are active, and start putting some damage through on these 1 agility ships.
I love the paint job on Miranda and Nym.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
I'd love to know who he asked to have them commissioned, or if he did them himself, because they really pop.
Yeah, here's Trajectory Simulator again. This means that the bomblet generator is gone. It is because he did it, the extra munitions token, and now that one. So we're going to remove that from Nym. But here's the thing: I think that might be enough.
Yeah, because even if he snipes away with the Inquisitor, getting both those ships behind that shuttle is, well, it's not going to be a fun day for John.
So Quickdraw is going to be landing here in range 1 of Nym's arc. Nym does have TLTs, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a barrel roll here and try to get into the bubble of Nym, if you can.
You know,
there he is.
Dion, I got to correct myself. I do believe the bomblet is still there because he didn't. It wasn't Genius. It was the.
The
other thing.
Was that one? That was a normal one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. So let me fix that. Lies and deceptions. All right. So nice positioning there from John. He's going to be able to punish Nym. Nym does only have 1 agility. Action is he already has a target lock on Miranda. There he goes. So 2 hits, and looks like an evade there. So Nym takes 1 shield. He's debating whether or not to switch the FCS target lock. And this is Nym. He's going primaries on the shuttle, or maybe TLT. No, this is TLT because it's better, and that's going to be 2 shields right there, right off of Yorr. Here comes a shuttle shot. He's got 1 in there. That's an evade. Nym takes no damage. That is a great turn for Nym there, only taking 1 shield while having 2 shots.
That.
I mean, he took 7 dice and only took a shield, so that's fortunate. Miranda can't shoot because she's weapons disabled this turn, and they are back to dials. I expect here the Inquisitor to be turning in an attempt to start putting some damage through. Miranda does only have 1 shield, and I think, is it John who has the initiative? We'll double check here to see who moves first. That'll tell us, and then we'll put up our initiative token since it does matter in this game.
Miranda has experimental interface. That's how the bomb occurred.
Mm-hmm. She is stressed, so she's going to be a little bit predictable this turn. She has the 1 forward, 2 forward, and 1 banks available to clear that stress. But even with that, she will be able to get into TLT range.
Yeah.
Probably get an obstructed shot on the Inquisitor, or just start pecking away at the shuttle.
And depending on what their quick draw does. Actually, that quick draw is going to... It has to peel away, right? It can't come in because the Lambda is going to be blocking its path.
I mean, if you don't bring the Inquisitor in now, you don't have a chance in this game.
So Quiz is going to eat one of the cluster mines, and the quick draw is going to be out of position for a round.
Yeah. I mean, quick draw only has one hole left. You know, we have to see what he does. He's not in position to sloop again. So the first time he slooped, he was able to use Yorr to pull the stress off of him, because the shuttle does have to move. Can't stop because it is stressed currently. So John's looking at his positions. I will tell you that AC Yager is in a dominant position right now. One of the strategies here with AC Yager's list is that he has a 53-point Miranda. That is a point fortress. Okay? If he takes the Lambda shuttle off the board, that's the game, honestly. We can see maybe John get lucky, but I think if you look at the matchup and the averages, how they go most of the time, the Inquisitor won't be able to take out both Nym and Miranda.
I wonder if AC is... No, AC couldn't have played any Harpoons yet.
Nope, both of them are intact.
I'd love to see him play against Chris Allen type of Harpoon player. Both guys who clearly just understand areas of effect and areas of denial so well. That initial bombing run, geez, Dion, have you seen something so brutal?
You know, that's a move that a lot of high-level Miranda players do.
Reminded me of Paul Heaver, honestly.
Right, well, because they move towards you and you go, wait, why are you moving to... Oh, the slam, and then you get mines dropped on you. Really effective position right now because, honestly, with a one forward and even maybe just one forward slam, you take the turn off, and Inquisitor most likely won't be able to shoot Miranda. And you just get her set up for another bombing run. Get her in range to be able to regen some of those shields back. And Yorr, yes, Yorr did lose some shields from that bomblet. Looks like our dials are set. Have a little mental debate. This is one of those turns where you have to read your opponent. You have to decide, all right, is my opponent going to be aggressive or defensive? Are they going to play it safe, or they're going to go for the win?
I think AC's worried because he's either going to, if that shuttle eats the cluster, then, oh, here we go. So he is just going to elect to eat the cluster, setting up a pretty efficient way to block AC. But, Dion, will if...
Bomblet, 2 eyeballs, so he's fine. He's going to debate Sabine. I mean, I don't think actually there is I don't know if there is a debate for Sabine.
Well, that was one of those rules debates that people were having, right? So cluster mine triggers.
So we don't know if he triggered Sabine or not. It wasn't super obvious. So AC Yager does have the initiative, so we will give him the initiative token.
And Miranda does... Ooh.
Yep, she has bombs too, so she's dropping that thermal debt. It doesn't go off until after the end of activation.
Yeah, but this matters a lot because now we know the Nym is bumping. And they want to know... I think either way it was going to trigger.
Yeah.
I hurt both of them, that is.
Well, in this matchup, I mean, you never want to lose a ship, but if you lose... You're more okay with losing Nym than you are with losing Miranda.
Definitely.
One bank to clear the stress.
Especially since John doesn't really have that many, well, doesn't have a knife fighter anymore. Arguably, the Inquisitor with a proton rocket is pretty knife fighty, but he's not armed with that anyway.
So Inquisitor turns in here, like we'd predicted, and he's checking target lock to Miranda, just out. And he's debating the boost, it looks like. 'Cause in order to win this game, he has to kill Miranda. Like, that is his win condition right now.
Yep.
There it is. We'll get a boost, and then a target lock with an evade.
Does that mean we just have a big traffic jam with that quick draw about to eat the thermal detonator as well, or do you think the quick draw totally pieced out the other direction?
We don't know.
Risking that. Well, the quick draw is going to be TLT'd either way.
Yeah. I don't know where quick draw can go, and we did see the Inquisitor push there, and Yorr pulled the stress off of the Inquisitor, so he has an open die on next turn. Nym drops the bomblet. I'm going to move that clock so we can see up in that top a little bit better.
And that's why the Sabine was saved, because that quick draw is dead no matter what now. There is no movement path that quick draw can take without dying now. And I think Nym gladly I know Nym gladly takes the damage and says, I will trade you a couple shield on Nym for your quick draw.
Yeah, it looks like this one's going to be, this game might go pretty quick. We still have 48 minutes left in the round. But the Inquisitor can do some work.
Yeah, and you know, the good thing about being able to play with a team, a squad so much, is because you're used to these types of situations. And you know John's definitely practiced for these types of matchups, especially with Andrew Knuckles going around smashing people. So he's definitely played from behind before, and I have confidence that he'll be able to, he at least has the intellectual capability of digging himself out of a grave.
Now, he had the space to sloop. He's going to focus, and then he's pointing at the bombs. Quick draw is taken off the table with the thermal det. Sabine onto the shuttle, I'm assuming. And then we'll roll some dice for Nym.
That's a pretty good roll.
So we're TLTing the Inquisitor there. Regens a shield. And pop in an evade. Does not matter with auto thrusters there. He's going to be taking one anyway. So let's get an update on damage, because a lot happened there. We need to double check the health on Yorr and the Inquisitor especially. Two hits. Miranda throws a focus, so she'll lose the shield. She just regened. And it's sitting all right there with 0 shields. We're going to remove quick draw from the board.
Well, Dion, these fellas seem to move faster than the camera picks up, because Yorr's down to 2 shields, the Inquisitor is down to 1 shield.
Okay.
Miranda's got 1 damage on her, face down. and Nym is at 2 shields.
Nym is at 2 shields. That. Alrighty. So we are back up to date here. Yeah, this game has progressed pretty quickly. We are firmly in the mid game right now, and John Keyton needs to put some pressure on this Miranda. But the problem is that you can't put too much because Miranda has that experimental interface bomb, and we've seen AC Yager. He is not afraid to use it.
No, he's he's a pretty intense guy. I'm looking at him right now, and he looks like he's unhappy with himself. Quite honestly.
I mean, he has good positioning. He's probably wondering if there was anything he could have done to have, because I think if he tried to experimental interface cluster mine the Inquisitor this turn, he'd probably clip one of them. If he did a too hard, too bank. He probably gets one of them and then lays out the rest in front of the shuttle. But he really wants to use that for the Inquisitor. And you can't piece out too hard because the Inquisitor can pursue you pretty easily. You don't want to slam because you want to be able to regen. Yorr's going to be one banking to the right, I think, undoubtedly, just to make sure that that gun is pointed at Miranda.
Well, we have this bit of a lull in action, Dion. Something that I really appreciate about this this sponsor for the round is, can we get a picture? Is there a way to get a picture out for everyone looking at home?
Absolutely.
These are some pretty awesome
hold on one
designs.
second. Let me fix this real quick.
Sure. So the round sponsor is, of course, Crafted Storage, along with Curled Paul Creatives. And these teams are taking just template design and everything to the next level. And we're really, really appreciative of how they're able to not only support us as community members, but also us as podcasters and streamers. And really, without folks like Crafted Storage and listeners at home who support us through Patreon, Dion wouldn't really be able to make these trips, especially since Dion actually had to make 4 trips in order to get to San Antonio this weekend.
Yes, I did. We'll definitely expound on that some more later. But it was an adventure to get here.
And while we're waiting for us to clear up the UI a little bit, we also like to take some time to thank Cascade Games LLC and their head boss, Steve Cameron, for letting Dion and I be the exclusive streamers of the System Open this weekend. They've gone out of their way to make sure that we feel comfortable and have the equipment we need to succeed, going as far as to getting us media passes from Penny Arcade and the whole PAX crew. This is just one of these classy things that most other organizations don't do, so thank you so much, Cascade Games. And if you have any friends on site, send them over to the Cascade Games booth, because you get 5 to 10% off if you tell them you're Gold Squadron podcast listeners.
There you go. So we have here Nym leveraging those TLTs. That's one of the things that makes Nym such a big threat, is the fact that he is a threat in arc and out of arc. He will punish you both ways. He's got missiles. He's got that bomb launcher. He's been holding that bomb that's up on that very top of the screen there. And we're target locking the Inquisitor. Going to try to get him to spend some of those tokens.
Are those the world's target locks?
Yes.
Pretty jelly right now.
Yeah, they're gold and silver. They are beautiful. So it looks like range 1 to Yorr, so you won't be able to TLT there, so we're going to TLT at the Inquisitor. Range 2 through a rock.
Those are some pretty hot dice.
Enough there. And we got one there and enough. So did not have to spend any of the tokens there. So this is definitely to John's advantage. Here comes Miranda. She's regenning a shield. And it doesn't look like Miranda got any damage in on that one.
She went blank focus. Inquisitor fires at Miranda, gets 3 hits through.
So she's going to be losing that shield plus taking another card at minimum.
Yep.
Looks like she's going to be taking the shield and 2 cards. So John is doing what he needs to do. If that is a crit, that might be blinded pilot.
I'll be right back.
So we will double check that crit there. Peter's going to go check. Blinded? Okay.
Got some eagle eyes.
I've just been doing this a long time, so I'm starting to recognize the paragraph structure.
That is pretty freaking impressive.
So let me tell you this. This blinded pilot is really bad for Miranda because it's not just you can't shoot. It is you cannot regenerate. So
we be slamming, brother.
Yes, this is the turn to get out. But here's the problem.
Oh.
If you slam, you can't flip blinded pilot.
No.
Because you never had an opportunity to shoot.
No, and yours bearing down. Does he have enough room to too hard towards the edge of the mat right now?
AC Yager?
Yeah.
Let's see. That is. I think that is too close to attempt that.
That would be some crazy, dangerous scariness going on.
Yep.
But see, AC's over on John's side of the mat, which is stage right, and I'm wondering what he's trying to look at, because that's not where the action is. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, yeah, AC's on stage left, so everyone's looking at whether Miranda can fit.
Yep.
So that actually tells John a lot of information, because it means
he's looking at it. He's thinking about it.
So he's probably going to take some move to mediate both moves. It's one of those things that I learned from Duncan Howard early on, that not getting away from the body language stuff, just looking at where other people are looking. And it was a very painful lesson I learned from him at like top 16 of Games and Stuff Regional.
Yep. So we probably see the Captain Yorr do a 1 bank to the right and just start slowly shifting that arc. I'm curious to know whether or not the 2 straight fits here. I think that's the best move to put you so that you can target him whether he goes to the left or the right. Because if he goes to the right and it fits, you can barrel roll boost and get arc. Miranda, but you know what? I think Miranda still has 1 more bomb left, 1 more thermal detonator, so he can't go too aggressive. So yeah, I think the 2 straight is might be the right answer. 2 straight, barrel roll where you need to go. So here's the painful 1 bank. Takes a while to do that, so. While they're doing that, we will show you the crafted storage template tray here that they made for us. We will have it on site for the next system open, but that is beautiful. 3 different techniques used there. You have laser etching, you have inlay, and you also have engraving. So 3 different things. They do lots of custom work. And we get some more info for you there.
Dion, that top, it's kind of hard to see on the top, but tell me what this thing holds. Does it just hold 1 range ruler? Or
no, it holds 2.
Okay.
It holds 2. So it has a full set of templates, plus you can fit your entire set of range rulers there.
And if you just go to craftedstorage.com, you can see some of their other solutions for X-Wing gamers.
Yep, they have.
And actually, they do stuff for everything outside of X-Wing too, right?
X-Wing is their biggest seller. They have a couple other things, but their biggest focus is X-Wing. Take a look, though. Lots of great stuff.
Okay.
All right, so they're getting that set up. I'm telling you, whenever there's these kind of bumps, it's always nerve-wracking to make sure that it's accurate and make sure it looks correct when you get it there. 'Cause you're not 100% sure whether or not everything is there.
Now,
so it looks like Yorr's made the move. AC Yager is debating whether or not to drop that thermal detonator.
and I think I think this is the right move to not do it.
But he's still. It's when you reveal your dial, so he still has time to make that decision.
And folks at home, it looks a lot closer on screen. I mean, it looks a lot farther away on screen than it is. From their perspective, it is pretty damn close, and you can tell because of the way the camera's angled. You can kind of see where the debate's coming from, because if the rock was cornered, which it was, that's what he's kind of geo-spacing that with the rock.
He decides to hold on to that thermal detonator. He goes one straight. Let's see. So he does the one hard.
Oh.
Okay.
That hurts.
One hard. He will have to move here. But the question is, what's the best position you can get yourself in for next turn?
Mm-hmm.
And remember, Miranda can't shoot this turn. She simply, it's just for focus.
She's got to eat it.
He's got a target lock. Oh, this is.
Now,
so
I'm terrified for this Inquisitor right now, because if he repositions, he's really limiting his movement abilities this next turn. And you got to remember that Nym has a harpoon on it.
It does. It does, and it is PS10.
So that Nym is rocking some pain.
So we're probably going to see a hard 2 here from Nym. It's going to be locking out that side of the board to scare John from running in that corner next turn. Because here he comes. Here's Nym. That'll be a range 3 shot. That is really close. Whether or not that's in arc, I think it is.
I think it might be just out. And Andreas disagreed. Well, no. Did he focus there? Yeah, he focused.
Yeah, he focused. So.
After this round, we break until 4.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Dion, tell me a little bit about your trip today.
All right, so I will explain that during our planning here. Here is harpoons.
Oh.
She did have a target lock already on the Inquisitor.
So he's just
That's
focused.
that gold one that's hanging out over there. Palpatine and evade. Spend it there. Spend the evade. No damage.
Oh my.
This is best case scenario right here for John.
Yeah.
He loves that.
Yeah, but Nym's got another shot next round, depending on where. The obvious move is to not one hard. Is it one hard? Is the obvious move to one hard next turn with the Inquisitor?
I mean, I think the problem might be that it's too obvious. Like, it's one harding. If you do a one hard and Nym just does a one forward, you're presenting yourself for a range one shot.
And keep in mind that Nym has the entire dial open to it because Yorr peeled off one of the stress.
The Inquisitor, yes.
Yeah, I just don't know where the Inquisitor really goes, though.
Like, AC Yager is willing to take a bomb on his own Nym if he can kill the Inquisitor.
And Miranda does have cluster mines. Miranda is cluster mine eligible and
thermal debt. And I think that is I think we see the thermal debt from Miranda, and like I'm a little surprised that he let the bomb that was next to Yorr blow up. I think he probably because that was protecting that corner. Because if John wanted to, he could bail this turn if he needs to.
I'm not sure what's going on.
These
They're
are.
rolling.
That was a regen TLT.
Yeah, but there was blinded pilot.
Oh. Yep. That's a mistake. Joel, can you get Brent, please? Can you get Brent quickly?
So,
Mistakes happen.
I know. And they're tired, and we're right before our lunch break.
Yeah, one moment. Miranda just shot and she has blinded pilot.
Well, it looks like someone went and got a marshal, like an outside party, so I think someone's getting room code review.
Was it, maybe it wasn't blinded pilot? Maybe did we have the crit wrong? It was stun pilot. Okay, other pilot. So it's fine. She's fine.
Hey, we told you we're not breaking the fourth wall.
Alrighty. So which one is stun pilot?
It's the one where you can't bump, right?
I think so. Stun pilot. Can somebody clarify that one? Stun pilot. If you execute a maneuver.
You take a damage when you bump.
So everything's good.
Everything's good.
Calm down. See, nobody cheated on stream. We're fine. We're fine.
Everything's
We
good.
are clean.
That was my fault, everyone. That was. I apparently can't read.
It's all right. Reading is hard.
It
happens.
hard, especially for a lawyer.
Alrighty. So to talk about my trip to get here. I drove to Midway Airport, which if you know Chicago, there's an airport in the north side of town and one in the south side.
But explain to them the pain of rush hour traffic in Chicago.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. I like to say that it pretty much takes an hour to get anywhere. Like even like across the street, it can get bad. Basically, I drove to the airport on the south side of the city, 'cause that's where my ticket was from. I got there and was notified that my flight was canceled. So
Did they tell you why?
Weather.
Okay.
And I guess the plane wasn't there that I needed because it got caught because of weather.
Do they know who you are?
I was like, yeah, do you know who I am? I'm GSP Stream. Do you know? I am the Gold Squadron podcast. They told me they didn't care. And and it was canceled. So I quickly hopped on the horn, and thanks to my patrons, I was able to afford another ticket.
Another expensive
Another
ticket.
yes, an expensive ticket, last minute ticket that would have been impossible without my my supporters. So huge thank you to you. It's the only reason why this stream and recording is happening. This is a testament to your guys' love for the game, and yeah, I went on that crazy adventure, and it's a story that I'll have forever.
Yeah. Ugh.
So here we have the Inquisitor bailing. So remember when I was talking about how that bomb wasn't there? This would have been a great opportunity for AC Yager to drop a bomb. Here comes the barrel roll to get out of range for the bomblet generator that was there.
I wonder why he kept that one at the end instead of the one. Maybe he just picked up the wrong one and just said, forget about it.
I mean, he did some damage to Yorr. I think he took a shield there. And Nym is coming aggressive here into Yorr.
Is that going to be harpoon eligible? Does he have a lock there?
He does not. It's on the Inquisitor, but it's going to be range 1. So okay. No harpoons there. But it's still 4 dice though. Still 4 dice with a focus.
So life is good, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, for sure. So this is Nym into Yorr, and that is a lot of paint. Gets an evade. He's going to be taking 3 there. I see him grab the damage deck. I'm not sure if there are any crits in there. Looks like there was a major explosion. We'll find out exactly how much health he has. Oh. He's off the table. Must have had a couple more in there than we thought from that bomb from earlier. So Yorr is gone. And it is Inquisitor versus Nym and Miranda. So one thing when I was looking at the standings, Peter, was that AC Yager coming into this round had a perfect MOV. I know it was only 2 rounds. And I know that technically in this format, MOV does not matter.
Correct.
But it shows that this was the kind of end game that he's gotten the last 2 rounds. He's been able to whittle down each ship. He has Miranda regenning. Miranda has no reason to engage anymore. She should just 1 forward and threaten with Nym forever. Like that's it.
And I got a feel for John. He's run into a couple unlucky rolls on those bombs, and it was a hard list to win with against this Nym Miranda. And I think John did a really good job making a good game out of it.
Yeah, I mean, he was in position. The Inquisitor, with some time, could have gotten Miranda. I really do think, especially because with target, you can potentially get target lock, focus, evade every single turn if you're planning your moves right. And Miranda can't keep up with that. If you regen 1 and throw a perfect evade every turn, it's still -1 every turn, and that perfect evade doesn't happen.
And it's so hard when you're the person playing on stream and on the match to forget about the Nym, because the Nym is just such a juicy target. We've come from a meta where smash the Nym and be okay. But that Miranda, I think splitting fire was less than optimal.
Yeah, it's tough here, and it's interesting that we see AC Yager actually turning his Miranda into the Inquisitor. Shows that he's an aggressive player. He wants it. He wants to go. He wants to get another 200-0 win.
Yeah. Which I don't understand strategically, because then you don't get the pair down, and there will be a pair down today.
Well, there'll be a pair down, but at least I think my understanding is they're using Cryodex, which randomly does the pair down.
I don't know if they're using Cryodex or Tome.
Or maybe they're using them side by side or something.
To see,
not
to benchmark both of them.
I think in order to track the for list juggler and stuff. So we're checking to see if this is an obstructed shot from the TLTs. It's pretty close. They call the judge. And that's the right call. If you're ever in a tournament and you're not 100% sure, on a range call or if something's obstructed, just call the judge. That's what they're here for.
And AC Yager is, I feel like that's a pretty great move right there.
What?
Being up by a Miranda and Nym and calling a judge for the TM.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing right? There's nothing wrong with playing right. So here we go. We're holding down the ships. Yeah, make sure when you measure things, you hold down the ships. It helps a lot.
Yeah. Oh, it's just that of 3. Well, no, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
They're sliding it around to see if it ever crosses over the rock.
So we got 3 dice for TLT there. Looks like 2 hits and a blank. It was obstructed. Spends one of the tokens.
Anytime you see me make a rolling, can you say that's another predatory rolling?
Taking a break to have a quick chat with Brent, the marshal, over what occurred. It was what we said, an arc.
Yep, 20 minutes left in the round. So AC Yager, again, he is in the driver's seat right now. And it's interesting to see that it looks like he's going to be playing aggressive. So I would assume that he might just be too harding here with Nym, just constantly just stay behind, and we might see a too hard to the left here from Miranda.
And you know what? The more I think about this, the more I think it's not AC being aggressive or going for that 200-0. I think it's actually pretty sportsmanlike to not run away. He is giving John an ability, albeit a very far out to win. He's by going after John, he's saying, John, I'm going to let you try to shoot me as I try to shoot you.
Well then, so it really comes down, I think, to what is your self-motivation in the game. And I don't think anybody's right or wrong. I think if you disengage here, you're trying to win the game, and that's fine. And AC Yager is confident enough that he can win the game with engaging. Because I think if he had the slightest thought that says, hey, I might lose if I engage, he won't be. So I think he's still safe. Because let's see, even though he does kill Miranda, then he still has to deal with Nym. So while it's not super likely, crazier things can have happened in this game. So looking at our earlier predictions by the crowd, it looks like they might be calling this one right.
Yeah, they were definitely right by a 21-3 spread. So Rich Sue, if you're out there, I think it might be time to start putting money down based on what the crowd is saying.
So we are doing right now, he did a Talon roll, and now he's using Trajectory Simulator with Genius. This will be now ditching the bomblet generator. So we will do that here. Captain Nym.
And just what utter total aggression. And he extends the hand.
It's in range 1.
Yeah.
That's it.
He extends the hand, which I think is the right move by John. Give himself a little bit more of a lunch break to readjust his thinking. You got to remember, John's still a 2-1 player right now. He still has the ability to make the top cut. And I look forward to seeing him on stream again.
Oh, yeah.
Against a matchup that's more harpoon friendly, because I think he has the ability to do a good job dodging those types of arcs.
Oh, yeah.
And John's a good player. He wouldn't be on. We would put it this way, Dion. We wouldn't be streaming him if we didn't have confidence that he was a good player.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And coming into the match, this was a tough matchup. This was an absolutely tough matchup for John. Bombs with low hit point aces are tough, and when you have abilities that can rip off quick draw shields, all in one round, I mean that hurts quick draw. Quick draw wants to be losing those shields one at a time and make you suffer through all 3 of those return shots. So we do have 15 minutes left in the round, and I want to take the opportunity to just show off that template tray one more time. It's made by Crafted Storage, our sponsor for this round. It holds a full set of templates, including a full split and range ruler. It includes cutouts in the back of each slot in order to easily access your templates. If you see those little black holes there, that's where you press down so you can grab them really easily. He uses 3 different techniques here. Here we have the inlay, which is where you see Gold Squadron Podcast. This is a walnut inlay on pine. And then we also have an engraving, which is the Curled Paw Designs logo there. And you see that it's a little bit of a deeper cut. And then we have some etching, which is the Crafted Storage there. If you have some fine lines that you wanted to do that. Ned at Crafted Storage does great work, lots of custom things. Just let him know what you want on there. I'm sure he can do it. And you can just visit craftedstorage.com to get yours today.
I'd also like to thank our general sponsor, Cascade Games LLC, for letting us be the exclusive streaming broadcaster of today's System Open. Cascade Games is currently having a 5 to 10% discount on all of their games that they're selling on site. If you're a Gold Squadron podcast listener, so if you have friends here, have them buy you something from Cascade Games, so they can they can make a little bit of profit from this System Open as well. Dion, why don't you take us home?
Yeah, so we will be back. Let's see, we have, as you see on our clock there, we have 14 minutes left in the round. If we look at the clock here right now, oh, actually, they said that we're going to be doing a lunch break. So we will be back at 4 p.m. to show you guys what will be round 4 of the System Open here. This brings us into that we are still in stage 2 of the tournament format, and those people who have one loss are fighting for their lives right now.
Yeah, they're going to have a stressful lunch, but we hopefully not too stressful. Yeah,
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the standings after this, and I want to see. I think I want to get two people who are 3-1, and who are fighting to stay in. Because basically the loser is out.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be an exciting game.